Welcome back everybody to the channel. It's me, Alejandro Mendoza, or the Nerdy Chicano. Either way how you say it, it's all good here. And we're back to continue on with our installment in Between the Frames as we continue to look at the Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collection from Universal. As we keep looking at these 4K films from the master of suspense himself, Alfred Hitchcock, we're going to be looking at Psycho today after we looked at Vertigo last week. And of course, I want to thank you all so much for all the love that you showed in that video. And thank you all so much for tuning into that video, and I hope you enjoyed it. We are very much past the halfway point here in the Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collection. We're almost near the end, and of course it'll be time to show you all what our next set is. I am in lots of fun here doing these videos, y'all. I love talking about this set. I think that the work done on this set is really good, and even though, you know, these films are supposedly, you know, the most famous works from Alfred Hitchcock, they did some good work on being able to bring these to 4K. So, of course, if you enjoy 4K, if you enjoy physical media and all those wonderful things, you want to stay on this channel, you want to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single lick of content here on my channel. I love to talk about physical media, I love to talk about film, and I love to talk about it with you all. So make sure you guys subscribe and leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. So, let's get started here. I watched the uncut version of Psycho, and of course, you know, this is the first time that it's ever been available outside of, like, you know, home releases. So, you know, it's the first time it's being brought to the United States, and it's pretty big deal, y'all. You know, this is the way that Alfred Hitchcock really intended for this film to be seen, and the way that he, you know, created this film. So, of course, we don't have a introduction from Criterion, so let's go ahead and look at this info from Blu-ray.com. And, of course, Psycho is presented in 4K, Ultra HD, native 4K, 2160p. We have an HEVC of H.265 on its codec. Its HDR is HDR10. And it is, of course, presented in the original aspect ratio of 1:85 to 1. And of course, it does have a audio track of DTS-X, and it has a DTS HD Master Audio 7.1 48 kilohertz with a 24-bit. And then of course it has English, Spanish, and French tracks with a DTS 2.0 mono track. And of course, it is a downmix mono. Subtitles in English, French, and Spanish. It comes with a Blu-ray disc, it comes with a 4K disc, and it does come with a digital HD code for movies anywhere. All of them are region-free at the the 4K disc and the 2K disc as well. So that is the info for Psycho, and of course this is being presented in two cuts. You can choose to watch the uncut version, or you can choose to watch the theatrical version, which has been released before on home media, and it's the one that was shown in theaters. But today, because I wanted to do something different, I went ahead and I watched the uncut version of Psycho. Alright, so let's get into this, y'all. This is the famous slasher film from Alfred Hitchcock that pretty much created the slasher genre. It is, again, another, like, you know, mystery suspense thriller where this girl is trying to run away with this man who she's like is his lover, and takes money, and you know, on her way to the Arizona, she stops by the Bates Motel. It's being ran by Norman Bates, the son of Norma Bates, who I don't remember if that's right. Norma, I don't remember, but the mom died, and the mom's still alive, but she is pretty much in a state of not being able to move. She's not really conscious all that well, so she really can't take care of the hotel, so Norman is left to take care of it. And all seems to be okay. They seem to have a good conversation, Janet Leigh's character and Norman Bates, but things get a little weird. Janet Leigh's character gets killed, and then the authorities find out, and there's an investigation to find out what really happened at the Bates Motel. And I like this film. I think it's definitely one of my favorites from Alfred Hitchcock. I remember when I saw this for the first time in my Alfred Hitchcock class, I was really surprised at just how, how violent Alfred Hitchcock can get. Because a lot of his other films that I had watched before this weren't that way. And Alfred Hitchcock could really tap into like those horror elements that he does in this film, and he creates a really thrilling and suspenseful look into the psyche of this serial killer, who is struggling with not just the loss of his mother, but also the loss of identity of himself, and not really understanding what's going on in his environment. I really like the score in this film. I love the cinematography here. I mean, it's not your most extravagant, but it's tight when it needs to be tight, and it's loose when it needs to be loose. But it always carries a really interesting frame when we're looking at the grand scheme of what's happening within Psycho. I like a lot of the performances here, especially Janet Leigh, who she's amazing. I mean, that's the mother of Jamie Lee Curtis, so I would not expect anything else, right? They're all incredible. They're both incredible actresses, and I loved her in this film. I love this film, and the uncut version, I really couldn't tell much of a difference. I'm not gonna lie. I think at one point I really had to make sure if I chose the right version, because I didn't know if I was watching the uncut or not. But I think from what I was reading, there were mostly like little hints and pieces that were cut that he was able to restore and put them in there. But overall, like, I really didn't tell if there was much of a difference. So I don't know if I can say one is better than the other. They're both really well made films. They're great films, and they're just fantastic, thrilling and suspenseful films from Alfred Hitchcock. And I love this film. Second time watching this, and I still think it's probably one of his best work, if not probably in his top 5, honestly. But yeah, Psycho is just fantastic, and it just never gets old, honestly. Now, let's talk about the transfers. So I watched this I watched the 4K disc on a Panasonic 4K player on a Samsung 4K TV, and guys, this is the first time that I've ever watched a black and white film on 4K, and golly, wow, does this look amazing. This, right off the bat, I'll be honest with you, is my favorite transfer from this box set right here. This is my favorite transfer from here. The contrast, especially the use of exposure and the brightness and in black and white levels, just look fantastic on here. Black and white really does suit the 4K format so much, y'all. It looks fantastic. And it looks like, the resolution was up, but they were still able to keep those elements that made Psycho so beautiful on the Blu Ray and DVD discs. So I thought just the video aspect looked fantastic. I still was amazed that this film could look great, so many years later from when it was originally released, and the way that it just is highlighted, and the way that it's just upscaled through 4K Ultra HD. That black and white tones really does help a lot to bring out the beautiful nature of the 4K format, and black and white just suits it so well. I was just amazed at points. I was like, I really didn't know if this was even shot. I thought this could have easily been shot today with the extensive technology that we have, and it was just beautiful to see how all those wonderful aspects of Psycho were able to be brought to life with 4K Ultra HD. Now, the audio track is, way better than the last two. I'm not even gonna lie to you all. And honestly, at this point, maybe me being sick had to do a little bit with it, but I'm still going to stick to my guns here. But I think that Psycho's audio track is fantastic. That DTS:X audio track just works wonders. The score sounds so rich, the dialogue sounds so crisp, the surround sound it really finds a way to bring out the sound design of the film, especially in that scene, the famous scene, the shower scene. just the way that the curtains is turning to the side, and when it's all being like, you know, ripped apart, the way that the sound design comes through with this audio track works so well. And I found myself just really amazed at the work they were able to put into this audio track and bring it to life with DTS-X technology. And yeah, it's easily better than the Rear Window and Vertical tracks, and I found it to not be anywhere near a problem that, you know, dialogue audio sounded too low, or it just, you know, the score was way higher. Everything felt balanced, and everything felt like it was doing its job correctly. And I easily found this to be possibly the best one. I'll let you know for sure on the next one when we finally talk about the last one in this set. But for right now, as it stands, Psycho is the best transfer, both video and audio, on this box set. And yeah, I love this. It passes with flying colors, in, you know, A's all across the board. And I truly think if you don't want to buy this box set, and you rather buy the individual, because all of these films are available on individual, you should definitely look into buying Psycho if that's the case. Now, to keep up to date with me on all things social media, make sure to follow me on the Nerdy Chicano, at the Nerdy Chicano, on Letterboxd, Twitter, Serialized, and Instagram. Y'all make sure to check me out there, and check out all the stuff that I do for the Nerdcore by going to nerdcore.com and checking us out on youtube.com/nerdcore and twitch.tv/nerdcore. I do a lot of wonderful stuff over there, y'all, and of course, there's a lot of cool stuff coming down to this channel, like our next episode of the Cinema Condition that I'm going to be doing with the wonderful Alex Flores as we look at The Big Lebowski, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. The video version goes up on the YouTube channel, and then the audio version goes up on anchor.fm/the Cinema Condition. But, of course, I hope you all enjoyed this video. And let me know what you guys think about Psycho. If you watched this already, what do you think about the film? What do you think about the 4K transfer on it? And if you guys picked up Volume 2 of the Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collections, let me know, because I really want to know what's up with that. I've been looking at some reviews, and I want to know what's up with it, and if it's worth buying right now, or should I wait for Black Friday? But either way, how it goes, y'all, my friends, my wonderful cinephiles and renowned scholars, celebrate the love of cinema. Today, tomorrow, and every day after. I'll catch you on the next video.